and welcome to another stream of the Venerable Brotherhood. It is 6 o'clock on Friday the 23rd. We are currently streaming The Witcher 3, as I stated before. But as we have followed Geralt of Rivia on his adventures and ours, I believe last week we left off with... see. Oh, yes, right. Catching up with Kira Metz, which we should catch right into. So, again, I'm just going to be taking a moment to make sure that everything is running properly. I do hope it is. Yes, it's capturing properly. So, let us load up Kira Metz.
While searching for the witch Ciri had quarreled with, Geralt ran into an old friend, Kira Metz. Sorceress told the Witcher about a masked mage. Ciri had seemed to have taken shelter in his hideout. Witcher set off to find it, with Kira in tow. Ciri had never reached the elven mage, yet the wild hunt had. The ghostly retinue was one step ahead of Geralt, or so it seemed. The Witcher felt that all was lost, until Kira gave him a new lead. The Crones of Crookback Bog.
Yes, and that was what we did last week. We brought Kira along to discover the hideout of the elven mage, and then she gave us a proposition that she might have had a job with us last week. And last week we also walked in and she was talking to, seems to be a dead person with the lamp that she found inside that cave, so we're going to be talking to that.
Geralt, just when I was starting to miss you.
So, what were you doing and you had a request for me?
Mentioned you wanted something from me.
I did, and still do. The Cursed Isle on Lake Windammer. You've heard of it, I'm sure. The local peasants mumble incessantly about it, about the wraiths that haunt it. They claim none who go there return.
How'd it come to be cursed?
That's what I don't know. I must break this spell, yet I've been unable to identify its source.
Gotta know something.
Scraps. The curse is somehow linked to the tower where Serad, the lord of these lands, took refuge when Nilfgaard invaded. Claims in the village are that peasants, desperate of hunger, sailed to Fyke Isle to beg for food. Met their end there. It was a massacre. So, will you please help me lift this curse? You're so good at these things.
Yeah, but what do you want from it? Usually, mages don't do things for free. So, I mean, neither do witchers. Witchers just get paid. But mages usually want something more than money, because they can get money easily with their position and standing and power. They usually want either research, more position and power, or information about other people. So, what do you want?
Why are you so intent on this?
I'm not. The local peasantry is. The Isle, miss. You've got to lift the charm. You're a good witch, a great witch. There's no end to it.
Uh-huh. See, I thought you didn't care for the locals. The great witch you are.
I failed to lift the curse, and they could conclude I'm not so great. Not enough to conceal me from the witch hunters and risk getting sent to the gallows themselves.
What others think, your image, that's all you care about.
The point is, listen, I didn't flee to these wilds just to stupidly get caught because some boar with grit under his fingernails grows annoyed with me.
Oh, so she's seeking to ensure her asylum in this location. So, what about the peasants?
So the peasants who went to the island for food, this lord had them murdered?
The villagers say he had them poisoned.
A real gentleman.
Well, I never met him. But he certainly didn't seem such a cruel man, judging by what a mage from the Isle told me.
A mage lived on the island? Did you know him? Where is he now?
We were friends. Sadly, he died that day as well. Very few survived. Yet even those who escaped the Isle soon suffered agonizing deaths. Strangely, they did not seem to have been poisoned.
Oh, so it seems the curse claimed the survivors, regardless of the distance that they traveled from it. So yeah, that should be fun.
All right, I'll help.
I knew you'd find it irresistible. Naturally, you'll need to sail to Fyke Isle.
Fine. What then?
Well, the spirits who wander the Isle, you must establish a rapport with them. Don't know how, but they could point us in the direction of the curse's source.
Think they'll be willing to chat?
Of course, provided you take my magic lamp with you. I shall let you keep it afterwards in appreciation. You'll find it quite useful, I'm sure.
Magic lamp. You're not going.
Can't you just come with me?
I tried to go to Kyle once. Thought my head would burst, the curse's magic was so strong.
Nice of you to send me there.
I experienced an acute nasal hemorrhage. You stand to endure a wobble of your medallion at most. At Aretusa, they trained me to detect even the subtlest magic pulses. This was like getting smacked across my haunches with a grain flail.
Funny. Thought you'd go in for that sort of thing.
Take my boat. I left it on the lake shore near the village. Should be fit to use. Provided rot hasn't eaten it, as it seems to eat everything here.
So, how does a magic lamp work?
How's the lamp actually work? I mean, do I just rub it, or do I have to do something, magical?
You needn't even rub. Just place it where you find bones and hear whispers. I suppose I should warn you, it might not be the most pleasant experience.
Figured as much. Tell you all about it later, maybe skip the drastic bits.
You'll need to do neither. I'll give you a Xenovox. It's a bauble that will let us speak over some distance. You will tell me what you see, and I shall tell you what to do and look for.
She's just stocked full of magical devices. So, what is a Xenovox?
Never heard of a Xenovox.
It works just like a megascope, but is far more portable. Think of it as a magic box that talks.
They hard to build?
Extremely. That's why they're so rare. I certainly couldn't build anything like it.
So no chance these Xenovoxes will catch on with every mage using one?
Not the slightest.
It seems a megascope is easier to build, but isn't as portable. Which is why megascopes are used more. Megascopes are essentially the same thing. Where this one seems to be like a walkie-talkie, or a cell phone. A cell phone would be more apt. That megascopes are more akin to landlines. Which, I mean, yeah, so you can transport them technically, but they're large, cumbersome devices. I believe we did see one in the the tutorial. Yennefer had one in the room in Kaer Morhen. Where'd you get the Xenovox?
So where'd you get the Xenovox?
You didn't make it.
Found it in the mine along with the lamp. Thought it was part of the lamp at first. Didn't realize what I'd actually found until later.
Think it belonged to the elven mage?
Clearly. And I didn't even know the elves used them.
Interesting.
I need to know anything else before I go?
No, that is all. Oh, go already. I can't wait to see what you discover on Kyle. Just be sure to come and see me afterwards. And Geralt. Thank you.
Quest item. Yeah. I need to put it in the quick action slot. Which is here. Oh. So, yeah, it takes up the torch location. Vezrad. Character entries. That's also something I haven't gone over, have I? Yes. Actually, I'm gonna follow that quest first. Oh, quest completed. Oh, invitation. Should give me a quest. Yeah, see, I'm still doing that one. I need to go to secondary quests. Tower full of mice. Yes, this is the one. Horrible curse befell in Fyke Isle, and I have to go there and find out what it is and possibly break the curse. Oh, Jenny of the Woods and the Shrieker. Oh, that's right. This is by the Baron, the Bloody Baron's place, and this is Midcops. I might actually, probably will do that one. Jenny of the Woods. That seems... So we'll do some Witcher quests, contracts after completing this quest. Seems like fun. I haven't done a good Witcher Oh. And I was going to talk about... So we have the Beastery, which goes over all the monsters we encounter. but there's also character, which we haven't gone over. So this has a brief description. Well, for the main characters, not so brief a description of the characters. And like the narration introduction, it is narration introduction and essentially all of the quest lines, and pretty much every written piece and almost all narrated pieces. Like it's all written from Dandelion's perspective. And Dandelion being the poet who has essentially written Geralt's, has become famous for his description and telling of of Rivia's The Witcher's Tales, which is why Geralt has such a immense reputation as such a well-known Witcher. It's also caused Dandelion to become one of the most famous bards in the land. So I should be able to, use the lamp and it puts out the weird green glow, and we should see spirits. But we need to go to the boat, she said. Yeah, so we're here. And then we need to go to, so the big giant island with the big giant tower on it is Fig Isle. Was the one where we passed over it over here. And I said we would get to it eventually when we got the quest, and we got the quest for it. So I'm going to jump onto the boat. I think I'm actually going to land here and check out this area before we go again, because we needed the illusion dispelling amulet in order to complete that area, or do whatever's in that area. We now have that amulet. Because Kira, along with all the other magical artifacts she's given us, she gave us an amulet to dispel the magical illusions. So where is that boat? It's down over here. Oh, there it is. So it should be seaworthy. So we just need to hop in, and last week we had our introduction to boats, but this would, I guess, be technically your introduction to boats if you haven't done it already. I do enjoy how the Witcher series teaches you about things. Does it more in an organic fashion, where you need the boat to get to Fig Isle, but you need to do it because it's a quest. So then you're introduced to boats and water travel through this is a side quest, so... but one you're very likely to come across. So yeah, I'm going to go to, I think, that inlet over on our left. And should be a path somewhere. Is this the path? I don't like that no, it's not. No, of course not. It's not the path. This is the...
Geralt, can you hear me? How goes it? Where are you?
Almost there.
Splendid. I shall contact you again soon.
Wait, this Xenovox, can I contact you with it, or is it one way?
One way only, I'm afraid. You'll have to trust my feminine intuition.
Your what?
My feminine intuition!
Wonderful.
Joy. So she has to establish communication. Where I can't. So it's...
Geralt, can you hear me?
I must have triggered it once more.
Where are you?
Foglet. Why is this... you shouldn't be highlighted. There's a foglet about, I just don't... you shouldn't have been highlighted out this far. Come here, you. This is a different one. There, I'm actually in the proper fog now. The fog.
Geralt, can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm a little busy.
Almost there.
A little busy, and you don't need to keep repeating the
this
same...
Xenovox, can I contact you with it, or is it one way?
Oh, there are two! There are two!
What?
Yeah. Apparently,
Wonderful.
because I'm not doing the actual quest, and I'm not following it precisely. It's glitched out at the moment. Woo! We need to recover some more health. Alright. Ow! No, 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 no. I do not want to die. I died. Brilliant. Were there 3 now? Alright then. Should be right after we got off the boat. I believe that was the quick save feature. Procking, but I'm not entirely certain. I think we're only like a level 4 or 5 still. Oh well. Yes, win horse races to get better gear. That should be fun as well. So yeah, so that was the quick save feature I was seeing. I am only level 6. How is this? No, that's a crappy blade. Alright. So, there should be a path about here someplace. Ah, here's the path. So not going to get distracted by the foglets. I actually wish to go to that ruined building, this one. And there are people here now.
The
so
old god demanded 6 sucklings. You didn't bring but a single scurvy run. No wonder he cursed us. We're doomed.
You's the one brought soured wine. Curse is your fault as much as mine.
So, now that there are actually people here, I can interact with it.
An illusion.
Yeah. So I have the tools to interact with this now.
What are you doing here?
What? The sun flying from the moon? We're making offerings to the All-God, clearly.
You too can seek his aid. That's if you got fitting offerings. He scorned ours, then cursed the old village.
Okay. What about the old god?
The All-God, you call him. First I've heard. Is some new deity?
Nay, 'tis ancient, revered by our forefathers. They say it were like this. Roslav of Oriton came here to gather brushwood. And suddenly, for no reason, a bush burst into flame. Then, Roslav heard a voice from the ground, demanding offerings and obedience.
We've been coming here since then, bearing gifts, in exchange for which the All-God watches over us, keeps us from evil.
Plain to see that.
Okay. What's wrong with your offerings?
So, what's wrong with your offerings?
You needn't mock us, you can see right well we brought scraps. Before the war, I wouldn't give this such to me hounds. But what can we do? Such are the times.
And they're like to get worse. All-God said if he don't get a rafter of bacon and a barrel of beer at least, the rivers will fill up with frogs and locusts or some such will devour the harvest.
That's counterproductive.
I could intercede on your behalf with this All-God of yours. Got a feeling we'd come to an understanding.
Well, I suppose it can't hurt to try. To speak with him, you have to stand before the altar and cry out, "All God, help a poor wretch in need." Who knows, he might just listen to a foreigner.
Okay. Greedy god. So... this.
Oh, All-God, help a poor wretch in need. Pretty please.
Pretty
How
please.
dare you disturb my divine rest, mortal?
I dare disturb it because I want your divine self to lift the, curse you cast. Those peasants really don't have.
They must bring worthy offerings or they shall face drought, driving hail, earthquakes, avalanches. I have spoken.
Avalanches? Here? Huh. How would that work? No answer from the All-God. Fine. We can finish our conversation when I find him. Voice came from underground.
And yeah, we've already discovered the illusion. Twice now, in fact. But... so, I'm just gonna look around for other things. What is this on the other side?
A crack. Too small to pass through. but big enough for sound to come out.
Oh, so yeah. So there's most likely... Yeah, the voice comes from underground.
Wine. Or more like vinegar. Someone drank it anyway. Could follow the scent.
So the voice comes from underground, and it leads us to the magical illusion. So we'll just get rid of that with the amulet that Mira gave us. And go into what appears to be the cellar of this building. And run into the Old God.
What? Who dares disturb my divine being?
Geralt of Rivia. Pleasure. Expected the All-God to be corporeal in form, but never thought he'd be corpulent. Fattened up nicely at those peasants' expense.
Expense? Expense? Not a word about the help I give in return. Blessings, absolutions, enlightened advice. Believe me, these folks need all of it. I'd watch over them still if they fulfilled their end. But lately they offer these pathetic scraps.
That they steal from the mouths of their children, and to make matters worse, you cast a curse on them.
And I'll not lift it till they bring me worthy offerings. I'm to settle for curds and whey? Not a chance. And you can tell them that.
So, I could kill him. I could threaten him to do with the subtle, humble offering or die. Or I could side with him. How long has he been here?
Been in this hole long?
For a century or so. One winter I found shelter here. Built a fire so large the flames leapt through the crack. Lit the bushes above. I coughed from the smoke. And suddenly heard a peasant. A voice out of nowhere, he called. A miracle. Thus, I became a god.
Parasite, more like.
Maybe so. But what of Freya and Melitele then, Demanding prayers and offerings, given naught in return? I talk at least.
He does have a point. So, kill him outright, threaten him or threaten him with his own death, or side with him and make the peasants offer more? No, he's being kind of a dick. So I'm not going to pick the third option, because he is being an ununderstanding dick, and he's kind of a parasite. So, they're starving themselves for his blessings. I could just kill him. Evidently he does have some kind of power, so I'll threaten him first.
Listen here, lard ass. You're gonna be satisfied with what you get, or I'll feed you to the ravens.
Plowing reformers. No, fine. I'll sup more modestly. But just till the end of the war, not one day longer.
Oh, well, that was easy.
Maybe you'd care to go up top, see if you're still there. Maybe you'd care to go up top, see if you're still there.
And you've got a few things to loot. A hard slog, greatness, halfway trousers. That should be another ingredient for crafting, or alchemical ingredient used for more things. And then deer hides. Did I get it? A beastry update for that him. I hope so. I forgot what they're called. Ah, there's a relict. Sylvans. Sylvans and yakshas, a kindred species, are extremely rare woodland creatures whose appearance combines traits of goats and rotund men. These beings usually pose little danger, for they limit their contact with humans to playing harmless, though often bothersome tricks and eating crops from their fields. Oh. So, they almost seem like they're akin to satyrs. So, usually not a bothersome creature, but, you know, he still gets his food, and the peasants still have their god, so why not?
Anything new?
Talk to your all god.
Talk to your old god, face to face.
And will he show us mercy?
He will. Promise to be pleased with whatever you bring.
I told you! I told you the All God's merciful, understanding. Thanks, Witcher.
Did you know there's a crypt below? I could... Oh... Do I just say farewell, or do I point them in the direction of the All God? Yeah, I'm gonna point them in the direction of the All God.
Oh, one last thing. Did you know there's a crypt beneath this hill? Might want to take a look sometime. Architecture's fascinating.
So they're gonna go down to meet the All God. I have to see this. No, they are going to go. No. Oh.
I'm busy, man.
It seems like they just want to...
Top of the day.
Oh. Oh well. Enjoy. So, back to what we were doing. I need to turn around, apparently. Back to the boat to do Kira's quest. We need to follow a nice little path back to the water. Is that foglet area a guarded treasure? No, it's just some random foglet. Unless we don't have... No, we should have all of the message boards, I mean, except for way out here, but everything in this area should be discovered. So there was just some random foglets in the woods that... I mean, that's more realistic that not all monsters would be guarding something, but interesting nonetheless. So, let's hop back in the boat and probably trigger Kira to bother us again. And get back on our way to the island, the Fike Island. Alright. On we go. Oh, it's a nice starry night out, and taking a nice little boat ride down the way. So there is the tower in the distance to our left, just through the fog. So that should be Fike Island. So we're going to follow, well, I'm going to follow the quest prompt and land on the farthest point of Fike Island. That should be decent enough. Hello. Ah. So it appears there are a bunch of... Are those, I think those are rot fiends. They are rot fiends. Oh, who just screamed? Well, someone did. So, updated it by landing on the island. Ooh, you're gonna pop. And you pop.
Geralt?
Ah.
Are you on the Isle yet? Does the Xenovox work? Can you hear me?
What?
Yeah.
I can't hear. Great, broke already. Sheesh, short-lived this magic.
What did you say? There's some interference. You must be very careful.
Yeah. Dodge you, you're gonna pop. And you busted the other guy. Brilliant. We're going to wait for Kira to contact us back. That's probably a drowner. We don't need to deal with you. Hello. There are a bunch of drowners here. What is this? This looks like a crypt of some kind. Or a... so like a Stonehenge. I mean, there's a door into the side of the mountain here. Definitely going to get rid of the drowners before we fully explore this.
Damn, you're ugly.
Man, let's deal with you. And dead, you are. Alright. I'm just gonna pick up everything. There's some more drowners. There's probably a rot fiend that direction, but what's in here? Chest. And... oh, just some mushrooms. Chest. Salmine Brigand. Interesting.